You know, breaks are so chill, man. Oh my God. It's just kind of like a breather. And I know, like, okay, so sometimes people take breaks and then they like sit in the break room, they got to eat and stuff like that, or whatever the case is. And then it feels more like, okay, fine. You do that so you don't go too far because you don't want to waste your break, depending on how long you have. Most of these jobs tend to give you a 30-minute break. I get paid breaks, so they always give me a 30-minute break. I wish I had a 45-minute or maybe an hour break, but it don't work like that here. Other jobs, like when I worked at Marshall's, they gave me a 45-minute break, and if you worked a little bit more than that, you could get an extra 15. So sometimes you get about an hour, depending on how you wanted to take your breaks and stuff. But I felt like that came in handy a lot more, especially if I had to like go to somewhere and wait in line and stuff. 30 minutes is not a lot of time. Even if you like, because I work at a grocery store right now, even if I get the food from the grocery store, aside from have like the ones that have self-checkout, this one that I'm currently at right now does not have self-checkout. I've been to the ones that do have self-checkout. So like if I'm about to go on break and I go to the self-checkout lines and stuff, it's super quick. Get what I need, do that, clock, like whatever the case is, stuff like that. But and then, you know, jobs want you to clock out before you get your food and stuff like that. So for this, like, I really don't want to wait in the line to get my break and stuff. And sometimes like you try to see if someone's polite, or you try to like hurry up and say, hey coworker, can you ring me up real quick, stuff like that. And it's nice to do that and everything like that, but then you gotta go to the back and then you get yourself situated. So I'm like, it's just one of those things where taking my break, I prefer to kind of feel like I'm actually taking a break and actually like taking it, like be in the car. I'm not too, it's like I'm still like right in front of the building, so when I clock back in, but I prefer to take a break like not in the building. I want to feel like I'm actually taking a break, especially when I've done management. Most of the time when I'm taking a break, I gotta still be in the office or somewhere close if they need a key turn or just need a manager for some reason. And then I'm like, I'm not really getting a break. And when I worked at Burger King, everybody who takes a break have to get clocked out for a break, and that means that they weren't getting paid for it. For management, they let us just take like a lunch break or whatever, and like we could sit down and eat for like a quick like 10 minutes or something like that. But we never was like, it was never a time where we can actually had like time to really take a break. Like you had to be working with another manager, and then you just take your quick, oh, let me fix me a sandwich and drink something, sit there for a minute, and then come back. But depending on who you had, that didn't always work. And then I had to try to like make sure I still got my manager tasks and stuff done. Sometimes I like the whole night go by and I'm just like, how can I find time to just sit down? And I'm like tired or whatever. It's like it didn't work the way. And I'm trying to also make sure I'm getting stuff situated. And then it used to get like a little frustrating working at Burger King, get off at like after midnight. A lot of times if 12:30 was the goal, but it would be closer to 1, which sucked, and I would have to be at Aldi right after. Me having to do that was tiring, because then I get to Aldi, and depending on what time I get off at Aldi, I'm trying to hurry up, get in the house and take a nap, just hoping I get enough sleep before I go back to Burger King. Doing the Aldi thing, like working a bunch of hours at Aldi or working a double shift or whatever, I would still have time in between, and then we get off at 9 something. 9 something sounds a whole lot better than 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so that gets kind of tiring. And so my point with that is, doing that made it kind of hard for me to like even find time to take a break, because like I'm like slouched and trying to like collect myself, get myself situated, and then like I'm like moving and working and stuff. And then when they normally would schedule other managers with me, most of the time they would not have too many times where I had a manager on shift almost the whole time with me, or a good mid shift. They're mid shift because I would come in and I would be coming in at Burger King at 5. So another manager being on shift would have been like 12 to 7 at most. Sometimes a lot of the managers would be getting off at the same time I come in, or they would just be there for an hour. That is not enough time for me to sit and eat, especially if I just woke up from a nap. I need like 2 hours to kind of collect myself, eat some food, and then take over the shift completely. And then there was a lot of discombobulation stuff too. So a lot of times I would just not have time to take a full break. I would try to see if I could eat a sandwich real quick, especially if I didn't eat before I like woke up or whatever, before the manager left. But depending on who I work with, I'm still doing most of the work, because it's like, do they want to work? Can they work? Like, what do we got? What are we doing? Like, so a lot of times it really just depends who you had. But the same thing could be said about this place too, especially when I was in management here. And the freaking, if you had a manager to a certain time here, it was easy to take a break here. But I feel like sometimes it's just, most of the time you kind of feel like it's every man for themselves. So when you have that kind of mentality with working with people, how can you find a time to be like, okay, I'm gonna sit and eat? There's so much stuff that got to get done. You try to make sure it gets done right. You don't want to have to go behind people and stuff. Craziness. So I'm on break now. I feel like being away from the building, being not just sitting in the building or whatever, but I get, okay, I'm like beside the building, but just being in a different area is enough breathing room for me, so I can like collect myself and be like, okay, this is cool. This is not bad. It's like I'm kind of just like slowly like shutting my brain down. Normally it's better if I'm just chilling, listening to music. I decided to record a video. If I'm just chilling, listening to music, kicking my feet, put the seat back or something like that, it's a little refreshing. So I like it. Breaks, man, breaks really give you a break. It just depends on how do you utilize it. Sometimes I've took a little nap on my break, jumped up, got back up, ready to go. It's not really good to interrupt your rest, but sometimes a break, realistically, we don't take too much breaks to mentally just shut down, close our eyes, rest, just chill, whatever. A lot of times when we're on break, we're hungry, so we're eating. When we eat, we got to watch something. Obviously, like I said, I'm doing a vlog right now, so when is the time for me to be like, hey, this is my break, I should be relaxing myself and like prepping myself for when I got to come back and having that energy again. It's not going to, even if you do find a way to take a nap, it's not always going to work. Like I said, with a 30-minute break, you don't have enough time to like eat food and then rest the rest of the way, because depending if you got to buy the food or whatever the case, if you got the food already made, it's better to already have food pretty made and stuff. Maybe something close, and you don't have to worry about heating it up. But then it's like, it's just that thing where it's like the breathing room, like, because I always feel like, yeah, you connected to the technology, really should just be shutting down and taking it like a breather so you can collect your thoughts. So for me, I'm just like now, I'm just kind of just chilling in the car, you know, just kind of collecting myself. I had I worked yesterday. The day before yesterday, I had like a full day off. If I work the whole week, I try to at least have one day off. I can work like crazy, but I need a day to myself. I still gotta keep going up in pay to get something better, but just a day breather helps. You don't want to really overwork yourself or work too many hours, work too many days and stuff. I'm purposely trying to hopefully find like a system where if I come in the morning until truck is done, so 5:30 to 9:30, and then if I got to come back, get myself about like 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and then come back later on, that would be the best that I can do. But it ain't gonna always work like that. So, but let me know what you guys think, man. How do you take your breaks? Do you get 30-minute break, 45-minute break, an hour break? Do you take a break in the break room? Do you go somewhere and eat food? Do you ever feel like you have enough time to get food, even if you work at the place that sells food? Like, how does it all work? And do you collectively just go somewhere to just collect your thoughts? Do you take a nap on break? Do you try to squeeze in eating and taking a nap? Let me know. Other than that, I gotta go because I'm pretty sure this alarm about to go off in a second. But it's been real, man. These breaks, man, they a breather, man. You guys have to take your breaks, man. Don't work over your breaks, and don't work for free, man. We forget about that kind of stuff, trying to look out for companies that don't care about us. Don't work for free. Even if you accidentally, let me grab this trash bag real quick. Don't work for free. These companies don't care about you. They're going to complain about how your shift was regardless. So, and then if you work for free, they're not going to sit there and care. They're going to get mad at you for working for free, but then they're going to get mad if you went over your time. So come on now, let's be real. Well, I see y'all, man. Peace out, love you, and all that fun stuff. Bye.